For this month's plan with me, I went with a floral kind of cherry blossom tree theme in the supposed style of Alphonse Mucha, but I don't think I quite achieved his look with my marker pen. Despite that, it was a lot of fun and I hope you enjoy this video. Unfortunately, I lost quite a bit of footage, which is why it's such a short video. I filled in the pink flowers of the tree just using 3 colors of pink marker. I tried to add the suggestion of shadow by keeping the darkest marker to the bottom left-hand side of each cluster of flowers. I also drew in a few little cherry blossoms and just here and there to imply that the entire cluster is made of cherry blossoms. But I was not interested in drawing thousands of tiny flowers for this setup. Here you can see me going over the branches and tree trunk of the tree in a darker brown color. I tried to keep the lines consistent with the direction of the tree to give a kind of effect of that wood would naturally have. So for my inspiration from Alphonse Mucha, I was looking at drawing a girl with long flowing hair representing the spring with lots of florals and quite elaborate decoration. I don't think I quite accomplished that, but it was definitely a lot of fun, especially to do the hair and to choose the colors. I'm using a very pale pink pen and layering it up to color in the dress. Overall, I wanted to really restrict my color palette to not too many colors, and I was largely inspired by Plant-Based Bride on YouTube, who did an Alphonse Mucha inspired theme once, and she did an absolutely wonderful job, much better than me, but I'm very grateful for the inspiration, and it was a lot of fun to experiment a little bit with art styles, and I definitely will look at using more classical artists as inspiration for my future spreads. The idea when doing a huge, elaborate cover like this is not worry too much about the details, because then it will take you hours and hours, and I promise you I did not spend that long on this. Just doing a lot of scribbling gets you to the vague effect of there being a lot of detail. I added a bit more line work here and there, especially to try and make the hair stand out again, as with the black it's quite difficult to contrast with black line art. It is actually a very dark brown, but it looks pretty much like a dark grey here, and so I'm doing my best to add a bit more fine touches with the pen to make the shape of the hair really stand out. That's something I really took away from Mucha's art, is the impossibly long hair that is just flowing in the wind beautifully, like goddess-like. I really like that effect, and I think it works for my May kind of theme. I really wanted the spring feeling. It's my birthday month, so it is a bit special. It's a real shame I lost so much of the footage, a lot of the beginning footage. So here I'm going to the next page, which is my line a day, as I've done every month. I just do a simple header labeling it for May. I'm using matching colors to carry on with the theme of the cover page. I've drawn a small little, more detailed sakura blossom to decorate the page. And now you have the flip of the cover page to the liner day, and on the opposite page I've done this cherry blossom branch just using a brown marker pen in the same color as the cover page. And now I've cutting the end of the page to make a little Dutch door. And the idea for this was to have my habit tracker, which I've decided to do this month, behind it so that you can see it from the beginning of the setup and not just on a random third page. So I'm carefully cutting around a few of the most stuck out branches to get what I want from this page. Now on the other side I have the brain dump, and I'm going to match the branch Dutch door on the other side with this side. So I'm drawing in where I want the flowers to be, trying to follow the shape that I've made already, but not going for such an elaborate design because I don't want to take away as much page space from the brain dump. So once I've decided on the location of the flowers, it's just a matter of sketching in the branches. I've gone almost straight with pen because it's really hard to mess up at this point. For a more in-depth tutorial on how to draw branches, I really recommend the cherry blossom tutorial by Amanda Rachel, which I think we've all probably already seen. She does a really great job of encouraging you to direct the branches in organic, random directions. I think that's the key here, is to not try too hard to be perfect. So once I've done the outline, I go in with a thicker pen and just fill in. This time, instead of the marker pen I originally used, I'm using this faber-castell pen in dark sepia. I do think this matches the colour of cherry blossom branches better, and I do like the contrast better, so I thought it would be good to try it out. For the cover page, I thought this dark colour was a bit overbearing for so much of the page. For the title of the brain dump, I've done pretty much the same as the previous page, using the same kind of font and highlighted banner kind of effect with a little cherry blossom doodle. And on the opposite page, I've done a simple couple of boxes for my goals and tasks for the month. I decided to change my setup from usual because of the events I have this month, and I really wanted to make some space for a habit tracker because I feel like I'm falling behind on a few habits, and I used to regularly use these, but I don't see the point once you actually develop the habits to keep tracking them, but they are very useful to get back into track. I I really like how the habits show up on both pages, and I think it's a nice aesthetic touch as well. And here we have the flip through from the cover with the calendar all the way to the line a day spread, where I write something each day and have space for notes in a brain dump, as well as goals and tasks for the month. For more content and photos of the rest of my journal, please check out my Instagram at meghafash. Here you can see a sneak peek of my first weekly for the month. So to see more pictures, look up my Instagram. Thank you very much.